So we're going to solve some examples here, arc measure with equations, and let's do it. So my first example here, I am given a circle and I need to find the measure of BC in degrees. Now BC is this arc right here, so it's equal to 6n, but I should be able to get the actual measure. I don't want to just put in 6n here. So the first thing that I have to know is that all arcs sum to 360 degrees, and then all the central angles sum to 360 degrees. So if we know that and we acknowledge it, then we can set up an equation. So I should be able to say that all my central angles, 7n plus 12, plus 6n, plus 13n minus 16, is equal to 360 degrees. I didn't put my parentheses around these because I'm adding the expressions together. I don't need to use the parentheses. If I was subtracting, I'd want to really make sure I did that. So if I combine my like terms here, I've got my 7n, my 6n, and my 12n. So let's combine those. So 7, 6, and 12. This is 13. So 7, 6, 13, that's 26n. And also 12 minus 16. So 12 minus 16 is minus 4, equals 360. I should add 4 to both sides. And I get 26n is equal to 364. So if I do 364 divided by 26, I end up with 14. So at this point, do not put 14 as your answer, because that's not what the question is asking us. It wants us to find BC. BC is this arc, which is the same as this central angle. So I need to do 6 times 14. So BC, that arc, is equal to 6 times n, which means it's going to be equal to 6 times 14. So 14 times 6 is equal to 84. So that means this arc should be equal to 84. I should finish my work here. Cool. So our next question, get rid of all my work. Maybe I'll leave that top part for us. Hopefully I don't write down any numbers wrong this time. So it says AC and BD are diameters of circle P. Remember that a diameter goes through the center of the circle. So first things first, we know that this arc is 180 degrees. I also know that this arc is 180 degrees. So looking at these two, I have vertical angles. Remember that vertical angles are always congruent. And these two expressions must be congruent because these angles are vertical angles here in the circle. So I should be able to say 4k plus 159 is equal to 2k plus 153. I'm going to combine like terms. I have expressions here on both sides, so I'm going to subtract 2k over to this side. I can subtract 2k from this side, so I end up with 2k plus 159 is equal to 153. So from there, I should subtract 159 to both sides. So let's subtract 159 here, subtract 159 here. And if 2k is equal to negative 6. When you divide both sides by 2, you get k is equal to negative 3. So you might say, well, I shouldn't get a negative answer, but don't worry, that's just what the variable is equal to. This is asking us to find BDC. Go the other way. BDC is all of this right here. So BDC is everything except for what BC is. Now, if you're having trouble figuring out what to solve for in these, just list out all of your arcs, and we'll try and solve for every single one. Once we fill all those in, it'll make it a little bit easier to solve this question. So BC should be equal to 4 times negative 3 plus 149. So 4 times negative 3 plus 149. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, plus 149 is equal to 137. So, because BC is the same as AD, this should also be equal to 137. Now, we talked about before, if BD is a diameter, it cuts the circle in half. So 4K plus 159, which we know is 137. We have that already. It's right here. We know this is 137. So this little piece here, CD, should be 180 minus 137. Come over to your calculator, 180 minus 137. You end up with 43. Now, these are vertical angles. So if CD is 43, it means BA is 43. Now, the final question was asking us to solve for BDC. Oh, I realized that you actually can't see some of what I'm typing here, so I just scrolled down so that you can see it. So we know that BDC should be equal to BDC should be equal to BA, which is 43, plus AD, which is 137, plus CD, which is 43. When you add all those together, 43 plus 137 plus 43, you end up with 223. I can get that back onto this line. So 223. The other way that you could solve this is once we found BC, which is 137, I could also do 360 degrees, which is the whole circle, minus 137, and that should give me what's left over. And you end up with 223. So that's how you solve that one. Now, looks like we maybe made a mistake, so let's try and fix that. So I'll go back. I set my expressions equal here. 4K plus 159 is equal to 2K plus 153. Subtracted 2K from both sides. 2K plus 159 is equal to 153. We subtracted. Got negative 6, negative 3. BC is 4 times negative 3 plus 149, so negative 12 plus 149. We know that's 137, which means that's 43, 137, 43. And BDC should come out to 223. So let's pause. So my mistake, which you may have seen, is that this value here should have been 159, not 149. So I'm just going to fix that, which is going to make this 127. Oops, sorry, 147. So that's going to make this 33. This is 147. This is 33. So because this is 33 plus 147 plus 33, I'm going to end up with 213. So always good to double check your work. Now I should be able to get that minus 147. I end up with 213. So there we go. All right, next question. So let's clear out our work here. So it says in the figure below, AD and BE are diameters of circle P. So again, diameter means it cuts it into a nice 180 degree arc. So again, I'm going to list out all of my arcs. We're going to find everything. Oops, I'm bold here. AB, BC, CD, DE, and EA. So the ones that I know that this is a right angle right here. So AE I already know is 90. Also, because this is 90, and this is a diameter that splits the circle into nice equal pieces, I know already that this is 90 degrees as well. So DE must be 90. So that gives us some information, because 33K minus 9 should be equal to 90 degrees. We already know that the arc is 90, so that expression should be equal to 90. So 33K, we'll add 9 to both sides. So just to show our work, we've got plus 9, 33K is equal to 99. When you divide 99 by 33, you end up with 3. So now that I know that this is 3, CD is 20K plus 4. 20 times 3 plus 4 should be equal to 60 plus 4, which is 64. Now, just to make sure we know how to find the rest of these, AB should also be 90, because if this angle is 90, then AB should also be 90 because they make a semicircle. BC would just be 90, or sorry, let's make that 180 minus 90 for this arc right here, minus 64, which is over here. So if we wanted to find out that little angle, that would be 26. Now we only have to find CD, which we already found, so that should be 64. Moving on, we have this last one here, which I believe we actually solved in our first question. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here.